The Lakers are down 3-1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. We understand the biggest topic is JJ Redick not making any subs in the second half. I'm going to explain to you why. I have no issue with it, but before I do, I got to tell you guys that Lakers Talk Daily is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, the official Native American resort and casino of the Los Angeles Lakers. Skip the traffic. Head on over to Pechanga Resort Casino just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and for more information. JJ Redick made no subs we saw when the Minnesota Timberwolves, against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the last game. We understand that. No sub in the second half of that game. And all the questions about, oh, he should have found minutes for Gabe Vincent. He should have found minutes for Jared Vanderbilt. Very, very valid. But Brian Windhorst, he came on our show on Sedano and Cap, and he literally told us that this is JJ Redick's first time. This is his first year as a head coach, his first time in NBA playoffs. We are going to see some growing pains with JJ Redick.
When it gets tight, things get reduced. And so, coming back to JJ, he will have flaws exposed. Every coach will have it exposed. So
Sedano ain't going to like that you said that.
Before everybody is prepared to build the statue, know that JJ is probably going to screw up. He's also going to do good stuff, but JJ is probably going to have moments where he screws up in the playoffs. That's not a criticism, that's just a reality.
It is happening. JJ Redick had a trial and error. He tried out that second half with no substitutions. He tried that out, and obviously it backfired on him in that last stretch of the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It did. I have no issue with JJ Redick doing a trial error like that. Growing pains. It happens. It didn't work. Obviously, the Timberwolves made a great comeback. The fatigue set in with LeBron James. Obviously, he wasn't able to score at all in that fourth quarter. Barely even got shots up. Luka Doncic's fatigue set in. Austin Reeves' fatigue. All this fatigue set in for those five guys. But let me just tell you this. You guys, everyone's mentioning, got to find minutes for Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt does great defensively. But the one thing I must say is why JJ Redick rolled the dice and said Jared Vanderbilt cannot be playing in that second half is because offensively, it does not work with them. He cannot score the basketball. And Jared Vanderbilt, as far as what he can do offensively, yeah, does he make good passes here and there? Does he make good reads? Yes, he does. But what the Timberwolves have shown is that when they bring their guys in, they're able to create a shot, they're able to create their own shot, they're able to knock down the open three, and they're also able to put the ball on the floor and create a shot for others, meaning guys like DiVincenzo, guys like Alexander Walker, guys like Naz Reid coming off the bench. And that's why the production is so much better for the Timberwolves compared to the Lakers. Gabe Vincent, no discredit to him, but he is a guy that's going to play hard-nosed defense as far as in the perimeter. And he is literally a spot-up shooter for the Lakers. Obviously, Gabe Vincent has been a minus in the margins with this Lakers team. So that being said, we understand that. But that is through the whole playoffs, not just one individual game. So I do feel like JJ Redick can find and provide minutes for Gabe Vincent in a stretch like that. But Jackson Hayes, I'm not going to go in again. I spoke about it last episode. Unplayable. He's only playing 4 minutes now. There's a reason why. We see it. There's no need for me to get into that again. So then you go into the rest of the bench. Who else he has to throw in there? Jordan Goodwood does a great job in spurts. He plays hard, really hard defensively. Offensively, doesn't really do much. He doesn't look to score. As far as him knocking down the open three ball, it's hit and miss. It's not efficient. It's not consistent enough. Then you go down even deeper in the bench. I can go down deeper enough in the bench. There was someone that called in the they called in Lakers Talk with me, AK, and Funchy last night, talking about why isn't Don Connect not playing. You guys should have seen me when I was watching the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors game last night. I couldn't stop but look at my phone for my entry on Underdog Fantasy. I was just sitting there hoping that Jimmy Butler would go higher than 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and it brought so much more excitement to the game because that game was already crazy enough. But playing Underdog Fantasy had me literally, as Cap would say, literally on the edge of my seat. You guys can be the same exact way as me if you download the Underdog app. Sign up using the promo code ESPNLA to unlock a special offer to up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's right, $1,000 in bonus cash once you make your first deposit when you use the promo code ESPNLA. My entry is in for today, and this is who I got. I got Tyrese Halliburton to go lower than 33.5 points, rebounds, assists combined. Josh Hart to go higher. All he has to do is make one three-pointer higher than a half three-pointer made. I have Karl-Anthony Towns to go lower than a double-double. Karl-Anthony Towns cannot get a double-double. And I got Paolo Banchero of the Orlando Magic to get lower than a half of double-double, meaning he cannot get a double-double. That is my entry. You guys need to download the Underdog app. And once you do, sign up with that promo code ESPNLA to unlock that special offer to up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. And you already know what I'm going to say. Let's get this money. Let's win. He's a knockdown shooter. There's some offense there. He doesn't play anything. He doesn't play any defense on the other end of the floor. He does not do anything good for this Lakers team on the other end of the floor. And the playoffs is going to be too fast. And I just feel like Deondre Connect is not ready to play big minutes like that in a playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But we got to accept it. JJ Redick threw it out there. He felt like that was the best thing for his team to win in that series, in that game. He felt that was the best way to win, is playing those guys. And obviously it backfired on him. We understand that. You got to find minutes. Whether it's throwing Gabe Vincent in there, whether it's throwing Jared Vanderbilt in there, for a little bit of stretch. And obviously everyone's saying Lakers were up by 10 points going into the fourth quarter. I feel like JJ Redick had a big fear of losing that lead. Again, it backfired on him. I don't mind him doing it. Growing pains happen. It didn't work. It backfired on him. But guess what? Lakers got another chance against the Timberwolves again on tomorrow night. Got another chance. One game at a time. And now I'm going to tell you guys and talk to you guys how I feel JJ Redick can throw in some minutes for guys like Gabe Vincent and throw in more minutes for a guy like Jared Vanderbilt. But before I do, I have to let my partners at Pechanga give you guys a quick word.
At Pechanga Resort Casino, you can rock and roll, sip and slide, twist and shout. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official Indian gaming sponsor of the Lakers.
So with that being said, I explained to you why I felt like JJ Redick went in and rolled the dice with those five. JJ Redick going into this next game, game number 5. Just go ahead and start Dorian Finney-Smith right from the start. Either start him or start Jared Vanderbilt right from the start. Do not start Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes needs to be a guy to come off the bench and see if he can throw in some minutes for him, provided as far as energy and effort and hustling. Throw in Dorian Finney-Smith right in the starting line. Roll with Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Luka Doncic. That's your starting 5. He has to roll with it going into Game 5. That is the best chance for Lakers to win Game 5. That starting 5 right there. What he closed out with in that game where he was giving them heavy minutes. Start the game out with them. Now, if you want to provide minutes for a guy like Gabe Vincent or a guy like Jared Vanderbilt, I'll start off with Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent, you need to start getting him more of action, meaning that he should be coming off of down screens instead of spotting up in the corner, spotting up in the perimeter. How about Gabe Vincent comes off a little bit of a down screen? How about Gabe Vincent comes out of pick and roll and he is able to move or utilize in a way like that? Jared Vanderbilt, if you throw him in a pick and roll, throw Jared Vanderbilt in a pick and roll, he catches it, whether if he does catch it in the mid post, low post, either he does a dribble handoff to somebody, then you have an action rolling down like that, meaning Jared Vanderbilt catches at the top of the key, what Jackson Hayes does. He hands the ball off to a guy like Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves. He rolls, and that's where the lob threats are happening for Jackson Hayes, which we have not seen that much in this series. Or you could throw Jared Vanderbilt in the short corner, right below that block. The spacing will be there. If guys do attack, have Jared Vanderbilt be right there in the short corner from the block to that baseline. He catches it, and all he has to do is make a quick decision. Whether he's scoring the basketball, dunking it, or he's kicking it right back out, he can do a rescreen, and the offense is right there with more movement. There's got to be more of a fluid movement going into Game 5. We've been saying it, but this stagnant ball watching, one-on-one iso ball is not going to work against this Minnesota Timberwolves team with their size, their length, their athleticism. So there's got to be more of a fluid offense with this team. And I'm just showing you how they can be implemented so where JJ Redick does not have to have that. They cannot trust these guys. But again, I want to talk more about this when game is here tomorrow. Game number 5. Lakers got a chance, one game at a time. Roll the dice. Let's do it. But as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We out.